Welcome to Out of the Box with Christine, the podcast for conscious entrepreneurs. Are you willing to step into your greatness? Are you ready to shine? Well, get ready, Truth Seeker. You're in for an amazing ride. And now, here's the host of the show, Christine Blosdale.
Hello, everyone. I'm Christine Blosdale, and I am so excited about today because one of my favorite people on the entire planet is joining me. And whatever you're doing, stop, pull over, stop scrolling, whatever it is that you're doing, just stop and listen to this amazing woman. My guest today is the impeccably, what was the word that you were just recently called?
I don't remember.
Formidable.
Oh, formidable. Yeah, I am formidable. I am. Yes, the gentleman said, "You are really a formidable woman."
Yes.
And I thought, well, yeah, I am. Thanks,
you are
Christine.
Formidable and so many and brilliant. My guest is, of course, the CEO and co-founder of the Itty Bitty Publishing Company and a dear friend of mine, Suzy Prudden. Welcome. I am so excited about today because number one, we're going to talk about our favorite subject, and that's about how people can get their business, their brand, if they're a coach, a consultant, a teacher,
they can
anybody.
get known and seen. They can get known and seen.
Exactly. Because if they're just hiding in their parents' basement, nobody's going to know about them, right? So we're going to be talking about how you can get your brand, your business out there in the world and become an expert in your field and just skyrocket from there. How many bestsellers do you have now with your program?
With the company, we've done 98 bestseller campaigns. We have 98 bestsellers.
Yes, you do.
I mean, what's not to take notice, right? It's like, when I say that, I remember we had 5 bestsellers and I thought, woohoo! And now we have 98 bestsellers. I can't wait till we pass the 101, we have 101 bestsellers. I mean, it is so exciting. The authors, oh my goodness. I have authors who they call us up. Is it soup yet? Is it soup yet? We say, it will be soup. Trust me, it will be soup. And then by 5 o'clock in the afternoon, it's soup. It's a bestseller. This last one, Christine, was really tough on the author because we knew from the numbers that it was a bestseller, but Amazon hadn't told us yet. And we do our campaigns on Thursday, and they didn't tell us till Saturday.
Oh, that's horrific.
It was horrific. They were having problems. And we kept saying to the poor author, hang in there, Heidi, hang in there. You are a bestseller. We know you are a bestseller. We can't officially say it. And she was a bestseller. She sold a lot of books.
Well, because that would be a little bit of you got 97 bestsellers under your belt, and then you're the 98th author, and you're like, oh boy, I better come through.
That's how they all feel. I don't want to let them. I don't want to let Itty Bitty down. And it's not about letting Itty Bitty down. The bestseller campaign is basically, it's throw it in the air and literally pray that it works, and it always does. And I have to keep remembering that every time we do a bestseller, because I'll white knuckle it as well. I want this author to be a bestseller. I want her to have him to have the stamp on the book.
Absolutely. And I can testify. I'm testifying.
Yes. Well, you're an international
bestseller, yeah. Number 1 Amazon bestseller internationally. The book, Your Amazing Itty Bitty podcast book, got to number 1 in both Australia and the United States. And I'll tell you, and I'll tell the audience, having a best-selling book opens doors. It opens doors. I have gotten booked on more podcast shows, television shows, whenever they're looking for someone to talk about the trends that are happening right now with small business or the great escape from, the great resignation. And they're talking about people creating their own business and how to use a podcast to promote that. I get to the front of the line because I have a best-selling book.
Well, it's the same thing. It's the same thing, Christine, when you have people on your show. If you've got 2 people with the same topic, you'll generally choose the one who's got a book.
Absolutely. And a
But
bestseller? Hell yes.
Absolutely. All your questions are in the book.
Exactly. Exactly. And you have something to kind of talk, you have something to talk about, of course, and to
Right.
point people to if they want more information. So if they're excited about the subject matter, they're excited about what the author is talking about, they can go and grab that book, immediately. So we love that. But for our wonderful folks today, we actually have an amazing offer. Number one, they're going to get to spend 3 hours with myself and you, the dynamic
Yes.
duo of CB and Suzy. And for 3 hours, we're going to show them how they can write that best-selling book and create a podcast and YouTube channel. So you got like 3 major topics here
It's huge.
in a day.
It's huge.
How they can do it in a day.
Yeah.
And so it's
huge.
not going to be this long process where you have to take months and months and months and spend lots and lots of money. This is going to be a very special interactive workshop masterclass with master teacher Suzy Prudden and myself. So it's going to be awesome. We get to see wonderful people. We get to interact with them, answer their questions, and drop some major knowledge. And let's talk about some of the things that we're going to be covering in this 3-hour interactive workshop. I'll throw out the date in just a bit, but let's first cover the most important thing. Why should someone want to create that best-selling book? And number 2, if you can answer this, who can do that? Does it have to be somebody who's written before? Do you have to be an author? Do you have to wear a smoking jacket and, pipe and be sitting at a typewriter?
Only if it's satin.
Yes. Okay. Talk to our audience about that.
So the important thing with writing a book is people think it's a big deal. I've written, 14 books. So it's interesting. People make themselves wrong if they can't sit down immediately and write the book. No, it has to gestate. And it has to grow inside, and all of a sudden it's, oh yeah, I'll write that. Boom, 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 boom. And so we show you how to do that in that program that we've got, and how to take your idea, create a book out of it, and then turn your book into a marketing tool. This is the most important part, to get you out in front of the audience you want to reach, so that you can create webinars and seminars and workshops and challenges. And your book, Anthony Camacho, do I have his book here? I think so. This itty bitty book helped him go from $100,000 a year to $750,000 a year, using this book as his marketing tool. So that's what we can teach you. It's not about just the book, because as you and I were talking earlier, Christine, the work really begins after you finish the book, after it's up on Amazon and after it's a bestseller, and 98 bestsellers later, 98 campaigns, I can say we can get you to bestseller.
And then from that, using that book as using that book as a business builder is absolutely important, because like I was saying, not only do I get to the front of the line when it comes to being on media and being on, podcasts or television shows because of that bestseller status, but it also helps my business, because if I am asking people to trust me and to work with me as I'm a coach, and I'm going to help guide them to create not only their own popular podcast show, but also a YouTube channel, get the word out on them, they need to know that I'm legit and that I am an expert. And having a best-selling book immediately makes you an expert in your field. Now, can you just talk about, just because I know people are saying, yeah, but I'm not an expert in anything. I'm just I'm just a stay-at-home mom, or I'm a retired teacher, or, help people on this, because they don't realize, I know a lot of people don't realize they have a best-selling book within them. They just don't know it yet.
It's interesting that you use the term stay-at-home mom. I had a person who I was talking to about doing an itty bitty book, and she said, well, all I am is a stay-at-home mom. And I went, excuse me? That's all you are? Are you kidding me? You're raising the next generation. You're taking care of the family. Your job is the most important job in the family, because without you, no one else has the container holding them. Right. So what happened for her is there are so many stay-at-home moms.
Millions.
That's her
Millions.
millions. That's her market. So she created product for it. She created webinars, seminars, YouTube. I mean, the sky's the limit for her. So there's no, I'm only just it's like, so a retired teacher. Do you know the experiences that a retired teacher has?
Absolutely.
I mean, 30 years in the classroom, 30 years to hone speaking skills, teaching skills, coaching skills. A retired teacher, the best thing a retired teacher can do is to become a coach and teach people how to maneuver whatever it is they need to maneuver. That will create seminars, that will create webinars, that will create opportunities for that teacher to create a business. And right now, today, in our time frame, more businesses are being created at home than ever before.
Oh yeah, it's the great resignation, and it was forced upon many people because the business that they were working for either cut them or cut them back hours or absolutely had to shut down if it was a brick and mortar place. And so now people are going, you know what, I need to create my own business because I need to get cracking. And and this is such a great idea that you have with this, the itty bitty books, because you don't have to write volumes and volumes. It's an itty bitty book.
95% of people in the world today do not read.
Exactly.
95%. So when you have a book that's this size, people say, oh, I can read that. We call ourselves the Cliff Notes of Dummies, because dummies are 350 pages. You have to read with a yellow highlighter, and these are the yellow highlights. Exactly. Because, as I said, people don't read. The beauty of it, and you know this because you're a podcaster and a YouTuber, the beauty of the book, it gives you an outline for the work you're going to do as a podcaster and a YouTuber.
Yeah, exactly. You can use, and there's like 35 pages, right? And they're small pages, but each chapter is really just 2 pages. And so when people are thinking like, what, how am I going to be able to write this book? It is so simple. I know, because I did it. And if it's simple, and this is how Suzy works her brilliance. If it's simple, and keep it simple is the key phrase here. If it's simple, you will do it, and then you will be successful. It's the same thing when I coach people on how to create a podcast. Is there a very complicated, expensive way to do that and to get, your videos on YouTube and become viral and promote your brand or your business? Yes, there's an expensive way and a hard way and a complicated way. But it's
a hard way to write a book.
It's a hard way to write a book. You could take 10 months if you want, or you can do, and what Suzy and I are going to be teaching in our 3-hour interactive workshop is the easy way in order to do it in a day, how to write that best-selling book in a day. And I'm going to be talking about how you can create your podcast, the audio podcast, but also the video version, because let's face it, everybody's going to video. Everybody's going to YouTube for everything. How do you fix a Volkswagen carburetor? How do you, whatever? How do you make enchiladas? How do you? It's really the Encyclopedia Britannica of its day, and billions of people go to YouTube.
Not millions, billions.
Billions. So it's like when I talk to people and they say, oh, it's just a podcast, it's just on Spotify or Apple. I get it. No, I'm like, no, you don't understand. We're going to get you on video. And so working with them on that on-camera confidence, promoting their business without it sounding too infomercially and commercial, but really establishing them as an expert. And there's money to be made on YouTube. There's money to be made getting new clients and customers. There's money to be made on all the workshops and webinars that you do. And this is why I love working with you, and I love presenting this to our groups. The last one we had a full house.
It was wonderful.
It was held on Zoom. And for those people who weren't able to make it, but who signed up, we also sent them the recording of it. So this is going to be awesome. Let's throw out the date, and then we're going to talk about what we're going to be covering on this very, very special day that we don't want people to miss. It's the Write Your Book and Create Your Podcast and YouTube channel in a day. And this is going to be you're going to get a virtual front row seat to this 3-hour event. It's a masterclass interactive workshop on Saturday, April 2nd. And that's 3 p.m. Pacific time or 6 p.m. East Coast time. Again, that's Saturday, April 2nd at 3 p.m. Pacific time, 6 p.m. East Coast time. And it's going to be with Suzy and myself for 3 hours. We get to meet you, find out what it is that you're doing, what it is that you want to do. And they're going to get, in addition to that 3 hours, they're going to be also getting our 4-hour online course that Suzy and I created that shows you how to use your book and your podcast to not only promote your brand, but how to profit from it as well, which is absolutely key. How do you make a business out of your book? How do you make a business out of your podcast? How do you make a business out of your YouTube channel? And also, we're going to be throwing in some extra gifts as well. This is incredible. This is Suzy is a master hypnotherapist for many years. So in addition to the live 3-hour workshop, and in addition to the online class that they're going to be getting, the 4-hour digital online class, they're going to get that. And they're going to be also getting some free bonus gifts. This is really cool because I know that Suzy is a master hypnotherapist for many years, and she is going to include 8 guided hypnosis programs. These are MP3s, audio programs that you can play anytime. Play it at night before you go to sleep if you want. Play it in the morning to get that mindset going. And Suzy, can you explain what these 8 hypnosis programs are? Because this alone is worth the ticket price.
Absolutely. This alone is worth the big price. So 4 hypnosis processes to increase your wealth. And I don't know if you all know the author and a workshop leader and speaker, Greg Reed. He wrote 3 Feet from Gold. He works with the Napoleon Hill Foundation. And he got my wealth creation downloads. And I saw him one time at CEO Space, and he said, Suzy, I've been listening to your CDs for a month and I've tripled my income. He was a millionaire before he listened to the CDs. So I don't know, he's probably a gazillionaire right now. But so it works. So it's 4 hypnosis processes to increase your wealth and 4 hypnosis processes to write a bestseller. And Christine is right. You just plug it in and listen. Now, here's the interesting thing that we discovered. You don't have to close your eyes and go into a deep state of relaxation, although that suggestion is there. You can play it in the background and do the work that you need to do. So it's just playing in the background. I have one client, she was in our weight loss program and she didn't have time to listen to the CDs. So she would take a walk. And while she was walking, she was listening to her programs on weight loss. She lost 40 pounds in, I think, 6 months. So this is not about weight loss, but that's just an example of how these CDs work. So you can basically increase your wealth and write a bestseller.
And what I love about it is that you're working with the subconscious, because as we know, the subconscious mind is running the ship. The conscious mind might be saying, well, Suzy, I of course I want to be successful. Of course I want to have a thriving business. I want to have good health. I want to write a best-selling book. But the subconscious mind, there's that little Christine or that little Suzy or that little Tommy who's saying, you can't do that. You were told when you were young, you were, lousy. You're not smart. You're dumb. You don't deserve to be successful, or you have really warped subconscious talks going on in your head about money. Maybe your parents argued about money over the kitchen table. You spent how much money? Tax time going through. I remember that shoebox. I remember seeing I remember it. So we may, on the outside, we may think or say that we want to be successful, but in the subconscious, we have all those blocks. So this package is so cool because it includes these MP3 audio programs that Suzy has created. 4 of them are for the creating a wealth and abundance mindset. And that means wealth and abundance. Yeah. Financially, money, but also abundance.
Lifestyle.
Lifestyle, time to enjoy with your family, health, happiness in relationships. That all is key in there. And then specifically to help you create your best-selling book, there's those hypnosis programs on how to create a best-selling book. So you get 8 of those included in this package. And also Suzy is going to be including a book as well. Your amazing itty bitty how to write a book in a day book. So you're going to get an itty bitty book on how to write an itty bitty book in a day, in one day.
And I have a story with that book. So before Christine and I started doing this program together, I was doing one-day seminars on how to write your book in a day in person. This is before COVID. And my sister, who is my business partner at the time, said, do you need a book to go for your workshop? And I said, yes. So she challenged herself and she wrote the book in a day. So you're getting the how to write a book in a day book that was written in a day.
There you go.
It's doable.
So you're getting that book, you're getting the 8 hypnosis programs, you're getting 3 hours live with Suzy and myself, and you can ask us all kinds of questions if you want. You're getting the 4-hour digital online course on how to use your best-selling book and podcast as a business builder. And also I'm going to include 2 of my books, the how to get booked on radio and podcast shows. I give you all the sneaky tricks on how you can get booked as a guest on radio programs and podcast shows, where to go, how to find out who was looking for what, how to put yourself out there. And also you're going to get the So You Want Your Own Podcast Show ebook that tells you all of the, the different equipment that you want to get. It prepares you mentally as well for the whole process and how to formulate your podcast. If you want to go long format, you want to go short, you want to go micro, which is like 5 minutes or less, it goes through all of that. So you're going to get all those, you're going to get 3 books, 8 guided hypnosis programs, the 4-hour online course, and the 3-hour live interactive workshop with Suzy and myself on Saturday, April 2nd at 3 p.m. Pacific time, 6 p.m. East Coast time. And on top of that, okay, this is crazy because I know the value of this package. It's a lot. It's thousands of dollars because of our time. But this added bonus is particularly valuable. And this is, Suzy, people get to have a one-on-one consultation, coaching session with you for 30 minutes. And they're going to get a 30-minute coaching session with me, absolutely free, included in this package. Talk about what you're going to be doing when you have that one-on-one with these wonderful people.
Well, people, it's interesting. I was talking to a gentleman today about speaking on his stage. And he said, do you want to sell on the stage or do you want to talk to people afterwards? And I said, I would rather talk to people afterwards because everyone is so unique and everyone's ideas are so unique. So I'm going to talk about your uniqueness. What is unique about you? What helps you stand out from the crowd? So when I have an opportunity to talk to you one-on-one, I can ask the question, and the simple question is, could you tell me about yourself? And then I can tell me what you want to write about. And what happens is that I basically hook into I call it third mind thinking, but it's a third mind. It's like, Christine, you have one mind, I have one mind. Together, we have a third mind. Mm-hmm. I don't ever have a conversation with somebody else the way I have a conversation with you, because energetically, it's the way we communicate in that beingness, I guess you'd call it. So the same thing happens when I talk to somebody in that half hour. I hook this third mind thinking. They tell me about themselves and what they want to write about. And I back and forth with them until all of a sudden I'm saying, well, your title could be this. We did that the other day. And when we were creating a new workshop, it's like, well, we could call it this. So we're creating a new book, which we'll talk about in a minute. So Christine and I are going to write a book together.
Yeah.
And the title just fell out of my mouth. And you were so cute. So, you did it again. It was like that.
I was like, that's it.
Yeah, don't have to go any further than that. I said, write it down quickly. We both wrote it down. Of course, I can't find where I wrote it, but that doesn't matter. Christine has it.
I wrote it.
Yes. So, but that's what happened. So it's like, I hook into your uniqueness and then hand you how it's going to sell. And it does.
And it's absolutely precious time because it's one-on-one with Suzy for 30 minutes. And that time is precious and very valuable because what comes out of her little brain or big brain is amazing. And the same thing is going to be with me. Everyone who gets this very special offer is also going to have 30 minutes with me. And in these, it's so wonderful because I get to talk to people, find out what they're doing, what they've been doing, what they want to do. And it's like with Suzy, the universe magic. I don't know. I get the goosebumps sometimes. And one of my favorite things is working with people also who don't know what they want to do. They just know that they heard us. I've had so many people say, you know what? I've heard, I was driving in my car and I heard you and Suzy talking and I had to pull over and stop and go, oh my gosh, they're talking right to me. I know there's something that I want to get out in the world and I just don't know what it is. That's what those 30 minutes with Suzy and 30 minutes with me are going to be all about. And so, and this is extremely valuable because I know Suzy's time is very precious. My time is very precious, but we're going to be sharing that with you in a one-on-one consultation coaching session for 30 minutes each. So you get an hour between the two of us. And so the value of this package is obviously, it's like thousands of dollars, but Suzy and I are going to be blowing your mind with the amount that you need to.
It's a stupid amount. It's an absolutely stupid amount.
It's stupid. It is. And these are limited, by the way, folks. Okay. So if you want to get a spot and you want to be with us live on that day and get all these goodies, we'll email you all the downloadable information, right? So that's going to go right to you, as soon as we can get your email address. But these spaces are limited because we cannot facilitate hundreds and hundreds of people. We want to have that one-on-one interaction with you.
Yes.
So that's why they're very limited. And the golden ticket, instead of $4,000 or $3,000 or $2,000, it's a ridiculous $197.
As I said, it's a stupid amount. It's like
I went to dinner the other night with my wife, and I'll tell you, it was about that. And that was just dinner. And, it was tasty when it happened, but it's gone and it's not going to help my future. It's not going to help my business. It's not going to make me an expert in my field. That was just gone. Okay. Lovely dinner, but that was it. So this is a really great opportunity for people. It's a $197 offer to you to join me and Suzy and to get all these goodies. And give your phone number. This is really important, your email and your phone number, so that we can contact you. And we're going to send you the link so that you can join us live on that Saturday, April 2nd. Again, it's 3 p.m. Pacific time, 6 p.m. East Coast time. Now, to get your tickets, all you have to do is click the link in the show notes. And remember, these are limited. So when they're gone, they're gone. Don't wait in like a week from now or 2 weeks from now and go, oh, I want to go. You got to go right now to the link in the show notes, click on it and reserve your spot. And here's a smart thing to do. Why not? Because it's so cheap. It's under $200. It's $197 for all of this. Why not do it with somebody that you love? Do it with your spouse, do it with your partner, do it with a young person who's going in college. This is a great gift for them. So don't just get one. If you want to get more than one ticket, you can. But remember, when they're gone, they're gone. So go to the link in the show notes and click on it and get all these goodies and time with Suzy and myself for just $197. That's crazy.
And if it is crazy.
But the thing is too, is that all this time that they're going to be spending with us, I know normally, Suzy, you, for something like this, it's at least $997, close to $1,000 to spend that much time with you in a 3-hour workshop, at least. And same with
3 hours is $1,500.
Exactly.
And when I do a coaching program, and that's basically, it's 6 hours, it's $3,000.
And they're getting to be with us for 3 hours plus all the added goodies. Yeah, for $197. Okay, so these are going to go fast, folks. Please don't stall. Click the link in the show notes now, and you'll reserve your spot, your virtual front row seat. If you can't make it on that day, if you're like, oh my gosh, I love everything about this, but that day my daughter's getting married. Well, you can't not go to your daughter's wedding. Don't worry, this will be recorded, and we'll send you the recording of the entire 3 hours. We'll send that to you. Okay. But we really want you there because it's your opportunity to ask us specific questions, to say, this is what I'm doing. What kind of book can I write? What kind of best-selling book can I write? What kind of podcast can I do? How can I promote my business on YouTube and do it in a clever way, right? And if you just want to do it for the passion, you don't have to do it for business. You can do it because you just have a message to share with the world. If you're motivational, inspirational, entertaining, funny, if you have some knowledge you want to drop on the world, this is your opportunity. Again, it's a very, very valuable package. I'm going to go through again everything that's included, and then we're going to talk to Suzy a bit more about how writing that best-selling book, using that book as a business builder. For a mere $197, you're getting all these
stupid amount.
It's
stupid amount.
You're getting, it's the write your book and create your podcast and a YouTube channel in a day. This is a package. So to recap, it's the write your book and create your podcast and YouTube channel in a day package. It is a value of close to $4,000, getting it for just $197. That's ridiculous. Included is a virtual front row seat to the 3-hour write your book and create your podcast and YouTube channel interactive workshop with Suzy Prudden and myself live on Saturday, April 2nd at 3 p.m. Pacific time. That's 6 p.m. East Coast time. And you're also going to get the 4-hour online course from Suzy and myself that tells you how to use your book and your podcast as a business builder. You're going to also get those incredible hypnosis programs from Suzy. You're getting 8. 4 of them are on how to create a wealth and abundance mindset, and 4 of them on how to write your best-selling book. So you have these amazing tools at your disposal. You can listen to them over and over again, day, night, doesn't matter. Just don't be driving a car. Don't be doing any kind of heavy lifting or machinery. You want to, because these are very powerful programs. You're going to get 3 books as well. Your amazing Itty Bitty How to Write a Book in a Day book, the brand new How to Get Booked on Radio and Podcast Shows, and also So You Want Your Own Podcast Show. That's from me. And if that wasn't enough, you're getting 30 minutes one-on-one with Suzy and 30 minutes one-on-one with me. That, my friends, is a ridiculous offer for just $197.
Stupid.
Okay, so if people want to grab this deal right now, you want to click the link in the show notes. You click that link, you go to the website, you sign up. We will see you there live on that date. And now, Suzy, I always love success stories, and I love to hear from people who have gone to, because we've done this before, and we've had like sold out audiences who've joined us for these 3-hour workshops, interactive workshops. Can you talk about some people that have come to see us and then have gone on and worked with you and maybe even created an itty bitty best-selling book?
Well, this is one of my favorites because of what she's done with it. Pam carries her book with her everywhere. And one time she sold it. It's about space. She's a space fanatic. And the next generation folks, they're going to be traveling in space. We're already traveling in space. So people have to learn about space. So she's a space fanatic. She teaches about space. She called the Boys and Girls Club of America and offered to speak to them and the kids. And they said, yes, we would like that. They're now raising money to buy her book. 4 million kids. That's 4 million sales. Oh, this is a great story. I love my authors. This is a book about construction safety. And Stephen was head of construction for the new Apple building up in San Francisco that's like a mile long. He was in charge of 31 contractors every single day to make sure that people that walked onto the site walked off safe. He wrote this book. It was translated into Chinese by a friend, and the Chinese government invited him over to China to upgrade their safety protocol and to lower pollution. And I'll give you one more. I gave you Anthony's, and I mean, I did not know how this book was going to work. How do you do an itty bitty book that doesn't have pictures when you're showing people how to stage your home? What he did was every single room that he talked about, he sent people to his website where he had before pictures and after pictures. Real estate agents across the country are ordering this book from us so that they can give it to their clients when they're selling their homes. So it's not about, and I don't know if he's even an Amazon bestseller. I don't think he wanted that. He didn't need it. He has a built-in audience. Anybody who's selling their home needs this itty bitty book.
And I'll tell you too, as a certified best-selling author through Suzy's Itty Bitty program, it's not just the physical book that has your website on it, right? Like I have my website on this book that has sold copies in Australia and America, right? I have my own website in the book printed, right? But also your best-selling book is not just a paperback book. It's a Kindle ebook version. And so your links that are in the Kindle version, people can click on it and access. So if you have a coaching business, if you have an online store, if you're a consultant, they will be able to access you. That is huge. That is absolutely huge. So you think about, you don't have to spend tons of money on marketing and all that other stuff. You have at your disposal with a best-selling book through like the itty bitty program, the itty bitty system, you have not only the paperback, but also the Kindle version. And that is gold. That is absolute gold. And this is how I've gotten quite a few people reach out to me because of the book. They love the book so much. They said, oh my gosh, I love this book so much. And I asked them too for reviews. I said, can you give me a testimonial so I can tell other people about it? They're like, yes, yes, yes. And I'll tell you, the folks, the thrill of getting 5-star reviews for something that you wrote and that you had fun writing and that you can use for your business it's just the cherry on top. It really is.
And you really do have to understand that your book is the first step. It's a builder. It's not just a business card. So it's a very, very important thing for your business. The first book that I wrote, this is a great story. I sold my first book at a cocktail party in East Hampton, Long Island in 1971. And we don't have time for me. I'll talk about it more at the workshop. But what that book did for me, because I lived in New York at the time, New York City, it got me on all the morning shows. It got me on Good Morning America. It got me on the Today Show. It got me on I just did so many shows, which then got me, I got a New York Times best 3/4 page article in the New York Times talking about my business. And then I had 5 articles, I think, over my career in New York. Those are worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Us Magazine did a 3-page spread, taking my book and putting it in Us Magazine. That's worth about $300,000. So your book becomes this amazing vehicle for you to get known, for you to get recognized. I was recognized on the street. Now, I had a very small studio for fitness on the Upper West Side of Manhattan. I then opened up an East Side location. I then had a summer camp in East Hampton, Long Island. The book didn't start it all, but the book contributed to it all. I had a spot on the show in Boston, Good Morning Boston, I think it was a national show. And once a month I would go up and do the show. The books that got me an interview on Good Morning Boston got me that position. So your book has legs, let's put it that way. Your book has legs.
Absolutely. And when you combine that with your very own podcast or YouTube channel or both, which is how I coach my clients, I say you're going to have both.
Do it all. Do it all.
You're going to be on camera. You're going to be on video, and also in the podcast format. It just drives your business, and it is an affordable, smart way to create your business or to enhance the business that you already have. Right. So I'm getting the feeling that people want that information again about the package. So let's go over this again. You're going to get a virtual front row seat to the 3-hour. Yes, it's going to be 3 hours of action-packed goodness with Suzy and myself. You're going to learn how to write your book and create your podcast and YouTube channel in just one day, and why you want to do that as soon as possible, because you want to get your business out there and your brand. You're going to be in the interactive workshop with us on Saturday, April 2nd at 3 p.m. Pacific time, 6 p.m. East Coast time. That's when we start. And you're also going to receive the 4-hour digital online course from Suzy and myself, going into all the nitty-gritty on how to use your book, how to use your podcast to promote your brand, and how to profit from those business builders as well. And if that wasn't enough, you're going to get the 8 hypnosis programs, 4 of them on creating a wealth and abundance mindset. These hypnosis programs, by the way, are worth the value of the $197 that you're going to be paying for this entire package. It's
stupid amount. Stupid amount.
You're going to get 4 hypnosis programs on creating a wealth and abundance mindset, 4 of them on how to create that best-selling book, which is perfect for this whole package. You're going to also get 3 ebooks, Your Amazing Itty Bitty How to Write a Book in a Day book, the brand new How to Get Booked on Radio and Podcast Shows, all the tips and tricks on how, because I was a radio producer for a very long time, and I know which proposals I ignored, I deleted, and which ones I called back. The people that I called back, I'm going to tell you what they did and what you should do as well. You're also going to get the So You Want Your Own Podcast Show ebook, and the cherry on top, the crème de la résistance is 30-minute consultation with Suzy and a 30-minute consultation with me, where you can tell us your dreams, your hopes, your desires, what you're good at, what you don't want to do. And we're going to help guide you to make the most out of that 30 minutes. We're going to drop lots of wisdom, but also, as Suzy knows, these brilliant ideas come out of her head, and all she needs is those 30 minutes with you, but they do come. So all of that, again, this is worth thousands of dollars. It's yours for just $197. Just click the link in the show notes. That's all you got to do. Check it out. There's going to be one link in the show notes. That's the one that you click to reserve your spot, but you got to do it now, because again, seating is limited. Spaces are extremely limited, because we want to keep this intimate. We want to keep it so that we can talk to each and every participant in this workshop, this live workshop. And if you can't make it, okay, that's all right. You can still get this offer, and we'll send you the recording of it afterward. All right. So click the link in the show notes, and let's, Suzy, talk just really briefly, if we can, a little bit more about the actual day of this webinar workshop, because I love this. We get to meet people that are so talented and so creative, and the light bulbs. I like it because I like seeing the light bulbs go off and the mouths drop.
Yeah, because everybody realizes when they're on the call, when they're actually present on the Zoom call, it's like, I can do that. And here's the most important thing. I don't like to be talked at. I like to be talked with. So when we have our program, we don't just stand up there or sit up there and just go like rah, 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 and so that your eyes glaze over and you're basically asleep by the hour and a half. It's basically, who are you and what do you want? That's how we start. So who are you? What do you want? So it gives everybody on the call an opportunity to express who they are and what they want in terms of, well, I want to write a book about this, or I want to write a book about that. And I want to do a podcast using my book so I can do it this way. I want to do my YouTube channel using my book and my podcast to do it this way. I mean, it's magic, and you're part of the magic. You're not watching the magic, you're being in the magic, and that's what works.
Absolutely. And there's some brilliant creations that come out of that. And one of the things too that I want to remind people, that when you're thinking about, okay, it's just about writing, I'll write a best-selling book. Yeah. Remember that each chapter in your itty bitty book can be a webinar. It can be a course. It can be a module. It can be a module in your course.
Right.
Each chapter in my itty bitty book, I can do a whole 2-hour conference on each chapter, and there's 15 chapters. So think about that. And the same goes for your podcast and YouTube channel. Think about that each episode of your podcast. And I've got clients right now who are creating a podcast so that each episode is actually the chapter in a book. I've got people that are creating their episodes so that each episode is a module in their online course that they're building. So you're going to repurpose content. That's the other thing we're going to be talking about. Repurpose your brilliance. Don't just write something and it's great and it's gone and it's out into the world and it's never going to be used again. You want to repurpose it. Repurpose your book for blogs, for courses, for training seminars, for your business. You can do it. And we're going to show you that you can do it. You don't have to be like Tom Clancy and, have this big, huge, massive book. It's doable with an itty bitty book, and it's doable with an itty bitty podcast.
It's an itty bitty book.
There we go. We got a whole new sideline business for itty bitty. Holy moly.
Yeah. And it works that way. It absolutely works that way. So you have the beauty of itty bitty is it goes on forever. And when you do a webinar, it's evergreen. When you do a seminar, it's evergreen. So that can be ka-chinging all night long while people are going, well, I want to see that episode, or I want to hear that episode, or however it is that you're taking in this information, people taking the information, it's ka-chinging all night because it's playing around the world. We are no longer local, we are global. And that's what's exciting.
And exactly. And taking advantage of that opportunity. Because right now, if you're someone who has worked for a company for 10, 20 years, and you were recently, laid off, or your hours got reduced because of this global pandemic, better than anybody that now is the time to rely on your resources, your wisdom, your expertise. And just like Suzy said earlier, everyone is an expert at something.
Yeah.
Everyone is an expert at something. And whatever that expertise is that you have, do not think that is not something that is wanted and people want to know more about. Because there was an example just the other day. And it was a brilliant example. Someone was saying, well, if I just put up a YouTube, like a how-to channel or how-to podcast, lots of people are going to know how to do this, how to drill a hole in a wall. No, there's a lot of people that don't know how to drill a hole.
I don't know how to do it.
And so there was a video that had like 3 million views. Now that person who created that YouTube channel, they're getting money. They're getting lots of money. And literally by just drilling a hole in the wall and telling you the safe way to do it. Right. So just think inside what it is that you know inside and out, that you love. That's the other thing, your passion. If you've got a passion, then you got a business.
And the other thing is, it's always a thing that you don't think of that is the thing. In other words, people say, but that's easy. Well, yeah, That's your gift. Of course it's easy. You want to use that. My sister was so great because I was telling her I needed her in the business because I couldn't do it. She could do it. And she looked at me and she said, "You can't?" And I said, no, I can't. She said, and I quote, "But it's easy." I said, "That's why it's your genius. It's not my genius. I have my genius over here, but that's your genius." So when you think of something that you do that's easy, that's fun, that you absolutely love, that's your genius. Like, I love speaking. Could you tell? I get the biggest kick out of it in the world. And it's easy for me. There's other people. I think speaking is the second highest fear on the list of fears. Even after death, speaking is more frightening to people. And I think I was born speaking. My sister says my mother put a mask. I was in a show for my mother's fitness school in when I was a child. And the person who was this is funny, the lead elephant didn't show up. I mean, I was 4. And the lead elephant didn't show up, who was also 4. And my mother took the mask of the elephant head, put it on my head, and said, "Go." I've been going ever since. I loved it.
You little elephant, you.
Elephant.
I'm
Yeah.
surprised you didn't take the elephant mask off and just go, "Hey, everybody."
No, and this is how I walked. I swung my trunk. It was a great, great part. And I led the whole circus around the auditorium once.
See,
So
and that's your passion. And that's so, it's so evident with the work that you do and creating all these, bestsellers. And I want to thank you for, I mean, it's always been a dream of mine to write a book, but I didn't know it was possible. I didn't know it was doable until I met you, until you came into my life. And so now I've got an international bestseller, and Suzy and I love the whole process. And we know how you can really make a good living creating that best-selling book and then creating programs from that Suzy, we're going to make this announcement. Suzy and I, we're not going to say the name of it, but Suzy and I are going to be co-authors in a huge best-selling book that's going to be coming out soon. We just talked about it. We're so excited. So we're going to be working together and creating that. And we want to encourage you as well. If this is maybe it's too daunting for you just to go to this, to create your podcast or write your book by yourself. You don't have to do it by yourself. Join forces with somebody,
Yeah.
You can be a co-author. You're still a best-selling author, or you're still a podcaster.
Out of the 14 books I've done, I've only done one by myself. I have a co-author with everything I've done. Doesn't take away, it enhances.
Exactly.
So it makes it even better because you've got 2 idea people. And then there's that third mind. My sister and I have written a lot of books together, and there would very often come a time when one of us wanted to be right. I want that sentence. No, I want that sentence. That's my sentence. Oh, that's my sentence. And then we'd stop. Which is the best sentence for the book?
What is the best for the reader, right?
Yeah, it's wonderful.
I adore you. Oh, folks, if you want to be in the presence of magnificence, and you're going to love Suzy as much as me, please join us. It's going to be
absolutely
number one. It's going to be, of course, educational and informational, and you're going to get all those big light bulbs going off, and you might even start a new business, or you might expand the business that you have. If you're a coach or consultant, you have to come, but you're also going to have fun. This is the thing. We have a blast, and all of the participants who come, and we even we'll get sometimes little testimonials from people, and they'll say, "I knew when I heard you guys talking, I knew it was for me. It was as if I needed to hear this." And then they come and they're with us, and they said, "I didn't realize how much fun it was going to be. How 3 hours flies by when you're having a blast." And so we want to invite as many people as possible, but unfortunately we only have a limited amount of spots. So I'm going to throw out the information for people. Again, if you want to take advantage of this, when the seats are gone, they're gone. So it is limited. So please take advantage of this offer. Again, the value of this entire package is well over $4,000, and you're getting it for just $197. Again,
Stupid amount. Stupid amount.
Stupid amount. $197. We need your email and your phone number, so please provide that. You want to get the write your book and create your podcast and YouTube channel in a day. It's a package, $197.
Stupid amount.
Stupid amount. You get the 3-hour live interactive workshop with Suzy and myself, Saturday, April 2nd, 3 p.m. Pacific time, 6 p.m. East Coast time. Circle it on your calendar, mark that date, block out those 3 hours to be with us. You also get the online digital course that's already been created. That's 4 hours long. So you're getting 7 hours of Suzy and me all together, but you're also getting half an hour one-on-one consultation with Suzy, half an hour consultation with me, one-on-one, private, personal, and you're getting those guided hypnosis programs. You're getting the 3 books that are added on there as well. It's a massive, massive opportunity and package for you, but these are extremely limited. And to get your tickets, click on the link in the show notes. There's only one link that's going to be there. That's the link that you want to click and purchase your tickets right away for this incredible opportunity. I am so excited about this. And you're going to get all the goodies sent to you in an email with all the downloads and the ebooks and everything like that. We'll schedule the one-on-ones, the private 30-minute consultations. We'll schedule those after the event, the live event. We'll schedule those afterward and get you onto our calendars. I know Suzy's got to do her scheduler. I've got my own scheduler, so we can get you in. And we can't wait to be with you, not only in the group environment on the day of the webinar, but also those one-on-ones, those very valuable one-on-one.
Those are life changers.
Yep.
Whether you do it, whether you work with us going forward or not, whether it doesn't matter. It's like that half hour can change everything in your life, because you can go, oh, I can do that. Yes, you can do that.
Yes, you can.
And the other thing is, it's not about why me. It's about why not me. It's you have a voice. You have an amazing opportunity to take your voice and put it in the world through
Absolutely.
a book, a podcast, and a YouTube channel. And so it's basically, what are you waiting for? Sign up today.
Oh, yes, that was a very good pitch there. I'll sign up, and I'm going to be co-hosting.
And you're going to be there.
And I'm going to, and remember, folks, too, you can purchase more than one ticket if you wish. That's fine. Don't go crazy, because we want to have enough room for other people. But you can, if this is something that you want to do with your spouse or significant other, I think it's a great idea. And you can get 2 tickets if you want. It's just $197. Stupid. It's a stupid price.
Stupid amount.
But we are making those available to you. Just click the link in the show notes and secure your spot. We cannot wait to be with you. Suzy, I could talk to you forever. We are up against the clock, so we have to wrap this up. But I just want to say thank you so much. And any last word to our wonderful audience before we get to see them live?
Absolutely.
On Saturday, April 2nd at 3 p.m. Pacific time, 6 p.m. East Coast time.
Yes, absolutely. So if you all at home want to have as much fun as Christine and I are having, join us.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something else.
No, I'm done. I'm brief. It's an itty-bitty talk.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, Suzy. I love and adore you so very much. And I can't wait to see our wonderful listeners and viewers. I can't wait to see them in person on that day. Again, link in the show notes, folks. Until next time, as I always say, remember to think outside of that damn box and write your best-selling book and create your podcast and YouTube channel. Until next time. Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.